hello, one and all. We would like to officially welcome you to another Mikey Live program. I am your host, Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the spice isle of the Caribbean, that is Grenada. We've got it all. We've got the sand, the sea, the sun, and a shark. And of course, well, a shark that was. Remember back in a few weeks ago, we told you, if ever Grenadians saw any shark, it will be bye-bye for that shark. They'll be seeking out the shark, and they'll be baking the shark right on the beach if they have to. Well, today we learned that there are differences of opinion in terms of what should or should not have happened with that shark. Some are saying that men should not kill the shark, while others are saying, well, it poses a threat, so you have to, eliminate it. Anyway, you'll always have that kind of thing. So yeah, there's a lot of back and forth going on today about that shark boy. All right, what else do we have to tell you about in the headlines for tonight? Public sector unions are preparing for another day of protest. That's going to be happening on Friday. Fire in St. Andrew. We're going to tell you about that, as well as a new change to Grenada's curfew. Kite flying, posing a challenge for aircraft operators. Also, GUT to meet with the Labour Commissioner on Friday. Also, a Plains resident sentenced for firearm possession. We have that and more to tell you about when we come back on tonight's Mikey Live program. People, brace all yourself. This is it right here. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. We got to let you know that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of the Communal Cooperative Credit Union, the Real Value IGA Supermarket. It also is brought to you compliments Licks Laundry Detergents, the Housing Authority of Grenada, Quartz Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa, the Ministry of Health, all of these companies supporting our headlines. We want to say thank you very much. Of course, all the other businesses on the program would also like to say thank you to you. All right, folks, if you have not yet done so, we'd like to encourage you to share the business, because we have no time to waste. You see, when we come back, it could be real news in Ole Lili Lolo. So brace up. Hey, Heather, how are you doing? All right, so Ole, we're taking a little break. We are coming back.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
If your whites aren't looking whiter and brighter,
just give them licks.
If your clothes isn't feeling soft and smelling fresh and scented all day,
give them licks.
If your dishwashing liquid doesn't smell like lemon, protects your hands with vitamin E, and gets rid of that stubborn grease,
just give them licks.
Just now. So that old smell, stain, grease mark, and dust still on your floor?
Power! Licks for them!
If your toilet still has those stains and dirt marks?
Licks!
So the color's fading and the stains still in your clothes, huh?
Licks, licks, licks!
Your product's giving you licks?
Then choose Licks from Walker Enterprises. Also available at all leading supermarkets.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Feel good facts.
Avoid the most common causes of spreading the flu. Cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue, dispose of it straight away, and either wash your hands or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Alrighty, folks. So yes, here we are, and we would like to officially again welcome everyone to tonight's program. Now, the first thing that we have to tell all you about, boy, we're going up in Carriacou first. Now, the Public Works Division within the Ministry of Carriacou and PT Martinique Affairs and local government hereby informs the general public that the electrical inspector will be on island of Carriacou from Wednesday. That's from today. No, I think they're going to be there from next Wednesday, actually. That will be the 24th, right? And they're going to be there until the 26th. That will be the Friday, right? So it's next Wednesday, the 24th, and they're going to be there until the 26th. Now, all individuals wishing to utilize the services of the electrical inspector, you are kindly asked to visit or call the Public Works Division on telephone number 443-6026. And they say that they would like to thank you for your cooperation. All right? Now, the next thing that we have to tell all the boy, they say that the Pure Grenada, they're getting tough on marine waste. Now, Pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, is taking steps, they say important steps, to further protect its marine environment for further generations while creating opportunities for the sector. Now, the Tri-Island nation is working with the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARFA, and that is to develop a public-private sector partnership to reduce marine waste coming from pleasure vessels such as yachts. The project, dubbed Integrating Water, Land and Ecosystem Management in the Caribbean for Small Island Developing States, will examine Grenada and Carriacou's current capacity and create research-based solutions to deal with the waste in an eco-friendly manner. Now, additionally, Grenada is set to implement a marine waste management policy with amendments to the existing legislation and the introduction of accompanying regulations. Now, this policy is aimed at setting up a management system for marine waste management, including monitoring, funding, penalties, and cost structures, etc., etc., etc. All right? We have posted an entire article on this on our website. You can check it out, mikeylive.com. Oh, dear boy. You know, they're really trying hard to boost inter-island travel and so on. And so the airlines, Liat, Caribbean Airlines and so on, they've been trying keep workers with jobs, keep travel between the islands, but they're saying this is proving to be a challenge. Now, the Caribbean Airlines said on Tuesday that the global COVID-19 pandemic had negatively impacted its earnings in 2020, leaving it with a more than, listen, US $109 million operating loss. The airline announced its unaudited financial results for the year that ended December 2020, which showed an operating loss, earnings before interest and tax, EBIT of TT 738 million, which is US 109.2 million, on revenue of TT 802 million, which is about 118.6 million. Now they're saying it's proving to be a real challenge. How they will be moving forward, God alone knows, you know. But we hope that things will settle down pretty soon, sooner rather than later, because it ain't looking pretty. Earlier, the unions, boy, the public sector unions, the Grenada Union of Teachers, the Technical and Allied Workers Union, did I say Public Workers Union? Yeah, so Public Workers Union, Grenada Union of Teachers, Technical and Allied Workers Union, they are preparing for a major event coming up on Friday. Stand firm for 4% Solidarity Day, they say. Public Workers Union, they say they are ready to struggle. GTAU, ready to struggle. GUT, ready to struggle. They are calling out all their members and their workers and so on to wear their union t-shirts, red or black, and to join the Solidarity March on Friday, 19 February 2021 at 3 p.m. They say come with your placards and so on and stand in solidarity with your colleagues. It's going to be starting at GPWU car park, and then for people in Grenville, in front of the Grenville car park, and for people in Carriacou, Hillsborough Main Street. They say that remember that when you're coming out to protest and thing, you have to observe the COVID-19 protocols. Today, boy, the GUT, they had a press conference outlining their plight and seeking the understanding of the general public, and say that they care about the students, but they need to do what they have to in order to pressure the government into paying what is legally due to them. They are saying that the government is being unreasonable.
The Grenada Union of Teachers and the government of Grenada had an agreement that was signed in 2019 for salary increase for the period 2020 to 2022. By way of that agreement, the government has an obligation to pay a 4% salary increase at the end of January 2021. That date came and went, and the payment was not made. Before that, though, the government had engaged requesting that the unions, first of all, forgo the salary increase, which our members rejected, and they later had asked that a deferral of the increase be given. However, during the engagement, the government never gave any date as to which the payment will become due. So we were being asked to forgo an increase for a time that we could not have information on. We did not know if it was for a week, a month, 10 years, 5 years, or 100 years. And we thought that was unreasonable.
And so they are saying that they will be meeting with the Labor Commissioner on Friday to discuss a way forward for this whole thing, because they say they need to get this thing under control. Because, you know, anyway, we're going to see what's going to be taking place. Earlier, we are moving on. So here the next thing that we have to tell you about, why another family is left without a home today, without a home tonight, as fire gutted their home at Maribo in St. Andrew. Today, boy, I'm telling you, it was just too much fire for anyone to... It was just too much fire. Just too much. Huh? Folks, this happened at Maribo. All right, now the police say that they are investigating this particular fire. Folks, already for the year we have had so many structural fires, so many house fires happening. People are losing their homes. Losing their homes, people. You know, so they will be doing their investigations to determine the cause of this fire. But no, star. No. The struggle, as somebody seen online there, the struggle is real. We are moving on. We are hearing that there will be an adjustment into the curfew time here in Grenada. Curfew to start at 12 midnight, according to sources. We have not received anything official as yet from the government. All right, but it will move, according to one source, from 10 p.m. as the start of the curfew and it will move from 10 p.m. to 12, all right, to midnight. All right, that will be welcoming news for many people. Many people who miss going out and doing little things, and businesses who tend to make money at that time of the night, you know. We will endeavor to get more information for you on that in terms of, you know, what else changes, what other things will change with regard to that. All right, and once we do, we will let you know. Oh, yeah. How are we looking for time? Kite flying, boy. You know, last night, was it last night we were telling you about the kite flying and how kite flying is posing a serious threat. You know, and the folks from Maurice Bishop International Airport, they were saying that they will be getting help. They will be seeking the assistance of the Royal Grenada Police Force in getting people to understand the severity of flying kites within the vicinity of our airport. You understand? They are saying that it becomes really challenging for the aircraft operators when it comes to maneuvering and having to deal with kites. And not only the device, the kite itself, the thread. You understand? And so we are hearing from Myrna Vivek Charles. She's the duty manager at the airport attached to the operations department. And she's saying that it is really challenging.
Challenges with kite flying in our area, which can affect air navigation or aircraft operations. Once operating around the airport, you find that the operators or the pilots of aircraft, they are into the critical phase of flight, which is landing and takeoff, because the aircraft at that time is either descending or climbing. Now, kite flying in that area will affect that phase of flight. Now, also in that phase of flight, the pilot is very well concentrated on what is happening. He needs to place all his attention there. Kite flying is a distraction, which can have a multiplicity of events happening following any damages to aircraft.
Yes, and she was also saying that it is very dangerous and outlined some of the experiences that they've had in the past.
Okay. Once we have kites in the vicinity, and when I speak of the vicinity of the airport, I'm extending it to as much as 10 miles. The cord, or what we refer to as the kite thread, it can get snagged into propellers. It can be ingested by aircraft engines, causing engine failure, damages to aircraft, as well as fatalities. In our recent time, as recent as this week, we found a kite on our apron. Our apron is active. That's where we have aircraft movement. And it's very disturbing to see that a kite could arrive here, meaning that it was flying in close vicinity of the airport. At this time, we are asking our citizens, while we understand that kite flying is fascinating, it's a sport, it's a family event, we understand all that, but flying a kite around an airport is challenging. can cause fatalities. In 2019, we had an aircraft being grounded here at Grenada at our airport because it ingested the kite twine or thread, whatever we call it, and causing severe damages to the aircraft. The airline had to fly in 2 engineers to Grenada, and they spent tedious hours removing that the cord from the engine. On this note, we are asking our citizens to please adhere to our requests. Avoid flying kites in the areas immediately around the airport.
Thank you very much, and we will have more on that for you in the national report. Now, earlier this week, the Airport Authority advised the persons of the dangers of doing so, and also made it be known, that doing so was prohibited. Prohibited areas include but are not limited to Caliste, Frequente, Fort Judy, St. Paul's, Mount Parnassus, Mount Norris, and the vicinity of Lauriston Airport in Carriacou. And they were saying, well, similar to what she's saying, that it is very, very dangerous and can have catastrophic consequences. All right, so please, please, please obey that instruction to not fly kites there. All right, or anywhere close, or anywhere that that you can fly kites that is likely to end up close to the airport. We are moving on. Now, 28-year-old Sandy Fortune of Plains in St. Patrick was arrested and charged on Tuesday, 16 February 2021 for possession of firearm and ammunition. Fortune appeared at the Grove Magistrates Court on Tuesday, 16 February 2021, and he pled guilty to both offenses. He was sentenced to Her Majesty's Prison for 28 months on the charge of possession of a firearm and 20 months for possession of ammunition. The sentences are to run concurrently. Now, the firearm and ammunition was discovered during a special operation conducted by the Rapid Response Unit on December 31st, 2020. We are moving on. How are we looking for time? Now, we did tell you that we were going to start a series of very short programs, 3-minute long, relating to the water sector here in Grenada. Now, one of the disadvantages of the underground water wells is the challenge of saltwater intrusion, corrosion, and soil movement, which places additional strain on Nawassa. Now, one of the sub-activities under the Climate Resilient Water Sector in Grenada, GCRU's project, is the replacement of 3 old wells, and rehabilitation of existing wells is being undertaken. Now, Mr. Christopher Husbands, who is the General Manager of Nawassa, speaks to the rehabilitation and the improvement of the underground water wells. He speaks to the maintenance, safety, and sustainability of the underground water wells located across Grenada.
Throughout the years, underground water wells continue to be challenged by saltwater intrusion, corrosion, and soil movement, placing additional strains on Nawassa's water systems, already stressed by reduced rainfall over the years. Under the GCRU's project, replacements of 3 old wells and the rehabilitation of existing wells will be undertaken. This is a critical addition for the communities in the south of the island, which are already densely populated. St. George is the economic hub of Grenada.
The rehabilitation of the groundwater wells is also consistent with our priority and strategy of improving the country's water storage, because groundwater wells are really underground, come from underground aquifers, which are underground storage facilities for water. So we also have to improve the utilization of the groundwater wells. We have to make sure that the groundwater wells are being operated in a safe and sustainable manner, because we want to ensure their longevity. Wells are something that if you don't treat with carefully, you can actually lose the well totally. We have to basically make sure we understand the dynamics that are taking place underground. We have to make sure that we are not extracting the water at a faster rate than it's being recharged, so we ensure the sustainability of the wells throughout the different seasons. And we of course want to ensure that we keep the quality, and they're all linked between your extraction rate, your quality, etc. We want to ensure that we are achieving the optimal quality that we can get from the groundwater wells. Our wells we don't have a very large percentage of our daily supply that comes from groundwater, but the 5% that comes from groundwater is a critical 5%, largely because of where it's located, right? It is the best alternative to supply the areas that the groundwater is supplying us. So we have to do our part also to ensure that we don't just keep operating them for 20, 30 years and then find out that we've lost the well as a source of supply. But we're going to use this project to take steps to rehabilitate the wells, get them as efficient as possible, and ensure that we understand the behaviors of the aquifers so that we're not doing anything to jeopardize the long-term yield of the resources.
Replacement and rehabilitation of existing water wells will result in a secure and safe underground water resource for the medium and long-term future.
All right, thank you guys for that. Very informative. Now, before we go to a break, we have to tell you that people are finding ways of exploiting lockdowns and states of emergency. In St. Lucia, our neighbors, at least 3 more unlicensed guns have been taken off the streets there, just like you've just heard from us here locally. We join our colleagues there for a special report on that.
At least 3 more unlicensed guns have been taken off the streets following recent police-led operations. Police Superintendent George Nicholas tells NBC Prime would-be criminals are attempting to exploit the government-imposed COVID-19 protocols, such as the daily curfew, to facilitate illegal activity. Superintendent Nicholas says, despite the force's manpower constraints, police are in lockstep with the criminals. Here's Rehani Isidore with that report.
Curfews and diminished commercial activity due to government-imposed COVID-19 protocols has not deterred the island's criminal elements. Police have made more gun-related arrests in recent days. Firearms, including a .38 Ruger pistol and 2 9mm handguns, have been taken off the streets following separate police-led operations. 2 men have been charged for illegal gun and ammunition possession. A magistrate has granted 25-year-old Leslie Land resident Jaleel Hunt bail totaling $22,000 for the gun and ammo. 33-year-old Soufre resident Shaudias Clement is also facing similar charges after police stopped and searched a vehicle he was allegedly traveling in Grosley.
Our resources are stretched because of the COVID pandemic. We continue our operations, and once we receive information, we are going to act upon it. And in recent times, we have had some very good successes in terms of recovery of firearms in several areas in and around St. Lucia, and that is something that we're going to continue. We're not going to let our guards down and let the criminals take over.
As the saying goes, there is opportunity in crisis. A fact not lost on criminal enterprise and anticipated by St. Lucia's law enforcement agencies. Would-be criminals are constantly probing in search of new ways to exploit lockdowns, curfews, and other COVID-19 related restrictions. Manpower constraints haven't made the police's work any easier.
Since the COVID, and we've had the curfew, and we've had the other measures like instituting the borders. During our checks, we have had persons not only committing a breach of the protocol, but also committing criminal offense, and those persons have been taken into custody and have been brought before the court. So that is something that we're going to continue, because people would always tend to use this pandemic as a cover-up, so to speak, to commit the criminal acts.
According to Police Commissioner Severin Mosheri, serious crime did decline in 2020. Last year's drop in some serious crime categories, including burglary and other property offenses, can be attributed to one unlikely source: COVID-19. Prevention measures such as stay-at-home orders, curfews, and work-from-home options has inadvertently discouraged would-be burglars. The pandemic, however, had little effect on the island's homicide rate. In 2020, St. Lucia recorded 55 homicides, the second highest annual tally since 2017. Rihani Isidore, NBC Prime.
Thank you very much, Rihani. And folks, what we're going to do right now, take a break and come back with the national report, and as well, we've got the weather for you. Stay tuned.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, line, boy, your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Lavish the world's best vodka cocktail.
Feel good facts.
Avoid the most common causes of spreading the flu. Cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue, dispose of it straight away, and either wash your hands or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
It's showtime at Quartz. Shop today and save up to 30% off on selected Whirlpool cooker. Plus, get a chance to win amazing weekly prizes with purchases of $299 and over. So don't delay. Get what you need now and pay absolutely nothing until 2021.
Showtime, we got it. Just what you need, yeah, Quartz got it.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Grenada Airports Authority to seek police assistance to deal with kite flying in the vicinity of the Morris Bishop International Airport. Details of this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back. With the details to the news for Wednesday, February 17, 2021, I am Sherry Ann Noel. The Grenada Airports Authority is warning that it will seek assistance from the Royal Grenada Police Force to deal with those who continue to fly kites in the vicinity of the airport. A kite was found on the apron at the airport this week, which has raised serious concern for the authority. Mona Vivek Charles, duty manager at MBIA attached to the operations department, says kite flying, especially around this period of the year, can adversely affect air navigation and aircraft operations. She says the 10-mile radius of flight into MBIA is a critical area for pilots, landing as well as for takeoff.
Once we have kites in the vicinity, and when I speak of the vicinity of the airport, I'm extending it to as much as 10 miles. The cord, or what we refer to as the kite thread, it can get snagged into propellers. It can be ingested by aircraft engines, causing engine failure, damages to aircraft, as well as fatalities. In our recent time, as recent as this week, we found a kite on our apron. Our apron is active, that's where we have aircraft movement. And it's very disturbing to see that a kite could arrive here, meaning that it was flying in close vicinity of the airport. At this time, we are asking our citizens, while we understand that kite flying is fascinating, it's a sport, it's a family event, we understand all that, but flying a kite around an airport is challenging, can cause fatalities.
Prohibited areas for kite flying include, but are not limited to, Calais, Frequenté, Fort Judy, St. Paul's, Montparnasse, Mount Morris, and the vicinity of the Lauriston Airport in Carriacou. In recent years, thread from a kite created a scare for operators of one aircraft, which has begun its ascent en route to one of the Caribbean islands.
In 2019, we had an aircraft being grounded here at Grenada, at our airport, because it ingested the kite twine or thread, whatever we call it, and causing severe damages to the aircraft. The airline had to fly in 2 engineers to Grenada, and they spend tedious hours removing that the cord from the engine. On this note, we are asking our citizens to please adhere to our requests. Avoid flying kites in the areas immediately around the airport.
The Grenada Airports Authority is pleading with the public to adhere to the rules to avoid any catastrophic consequences.
I want to reiterate to our citizens that the entire Grandlands area, and that includes Golf Course, Mount Hartman, Fort Judy also. We're speaking Fort Judy, Golf Course, True Blue, as far as St. Paul's, to avoid flying kites in those areas. Because kite flying in those areas, if you would recall, that an aircraft could be climbing or descending in that area. That's the critical stage, the final stage of a flight for landing, and it's the beginning stage of an aircraft departing from our airport. So any flying in any area in Point Celine, as far as Sandals area, we ask the public to please adhere to our requests.
Moving along, the Grenada Development Bank has a new product feature aimed at bringing residential and businesses more in line with going the green route in 2021. The bank has initiated a renewable energy and energy efficiency loan that interested parties can use to purchase lighting, cooling equipment, building insulation, and renewable energy. Communications Officer at the GDB, Crystal Jerome, during a recent appearance on GIS Spice Morning program, shared information on the loan for residential and commercial buildings.
We are looking at lighting. We are looking at insulation, probably your windows. We are looking at cooling, maybe your ACs, maybe your heater. Well, we don't really use the heater here in Grenada, but the possibilities are endless with energy efficiency and renewable energy projects.
The GDB's communication officer says the loan is timely as it's a perfect time to become energy efficient.
Saving energy saves on cost. Because remember, with energy, you pay for what you use.
Right.
So the less energy you use, the less you pay, which leaves you with a surplus to do whatever. Maybe you want to save it, probably you want to invest in something, probably, I don't know what you would like to do with the surplus, but saving energy allows you to save money. And in terms of customers, we do have do I want to say special? We do have special terms and conditions for customers of the bank relating to energy efficiency and renewable energy. So the special here, it targets our current home mortgage customers. We are offering them the opportunity to have a climate resilient home.
Okay.
So for our current home mortgage customers, you can receive a maximum of $10,000 to make your home a more resilient one. Here we are saying that you will not be expected to pay any administrative fees. There will be no markup on your mortgage loan. You will receive I would say a weighted average in terms of interest rates, and you can get your home closer to the climate smart one that we would want for the future.
The loan comes with a 4.99% interest rate with an 8-year period for repayment. This is the National Report. The news returns after the break.
Are you gonna wear your mask today? You see everywhere you go, there are rules you got to follow, so don't you say COVID-19 will delay. Take the opportunity to save your community. Don't be that guy, put a mask on your face if you're heading outside. It's your life, my life, more lives will be taken if we don't try. If you feel any symptoms, call the hotline. Stay inside until you feel fine. 6 feet away every day. Keep COVID-19 far from away. Keep Grenada safe. Be COVID-19 smart.
Welcome back. Local productive alliances that will benefit under the Agricom project have been learning more about the benefits in an update meeting held recently. Public Relations Officer within the Ministry of Agriculture, Mina Booker, tells us more in this report.
Staff of the procurement unit of the OECS Regional Competitiveness Agricom project, along with a 2-member delegation from the Ministry of Finance's procurement unit on Tuesday, met with the first batch of productive alliances that will, over the next 12 months, receive grant funding towards their business ventures. The Agricom project is one of the major projects being implemented by the government of Grenada through the Ministry of Agriculture, funded by the World Bank or the International Development Association and the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development in the amount of US $4,732,586.18 EC will be disbursed to 12 productive alliances consisting of approximately 230 farmers, fishers, and agro-processors. The meeting at the National Stadium featured a presentation from Jenny Alexander Lalji, Senior Procurement Officer at the Ministry of Finance. She explained to the beneficiaries the World Bank's procurement regulations and other mandatory guidelines, rules, and procedures that should be adhered to as beneficiaries will begin procurement of goods and services.
Always develop your detailed specifications and scope of works. Scope of works for your consultants who you want to hire, specifications for your goods and works. Always take some time and develop proper specifications. Limit the use of brand names except when it is really absolutely necessary. Always get at least 3 quotations or CVs, and your direct contracting and your direct selection would need prior approvals, and submit all documentation with your payment requests.
The Grenada Cocoa Association is one of the organizations that have been approved for support. Representative Samuel Braffett speaks of their initiative to increase value addition in Grenada's cocoa.
We want to ensure that that we are able to continue to produce not only for the European Union but for even our own people, that the cadmium in our cocoa is as low as possible. With the Agricom project, we have 15 farmers that will be benefiting under that project. But additionally, we also be a supplier. Being a supplier will ensure that the farmers get the correct fertilizer that meets our standards. We'll be building a chocolate plant in Moncton. Right? Moncton is one of the ideal places because our projects have basically 2 components. One, producing chocolate, which is we'll be using raw material from our diamond plant, right? Because we are doing a milk chocolate plant in Moncton. But additionally, we have a big tourist component in it, because normally our focus in Grenada is tourism, but we also need to do value added. So we're doing value added and at the same time building the tourist component.
Another of the beneficiaries is the St. Patrick's Goat Farmers Association. Their focus will be to increase the production of goat milk for the local market.
Our business will be green pastures. Well, we have been working on that project maybe for over almost 10 years. However, we started up through the Ministry of Agriculture, and then we continue with the project, trying to put things together, because it was started as a food security project where we would use go back and goat's milk and to get our people to start using goat's milk. So that is where the initiative comes from, and we thought it was very good.
So far, 4 of the 12 productive alliances received first tranche disbursements valued at over 720,000 EC.
And with that story, we come to the end of the National Report for Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sherry-Ann Noel, thanking you for viewing.
Thank you very much, Sherry-Ann, and the rest of the news team at the GIS, and all the best. Here's your weather. Generally fair, becoming partly cloudy at times with possible isolated showers. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be about 24 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate to rough, waves 6 feet in northerly to northeasterly swells. A marine advisory is in effect. And so that is your weather report for tonight. And as well, what we want to do before we wrap up tonight is just say a hello to a few people who are currently conversing on the program, such as Rolander, Michelle, Brenda, Spice Girl, and Kirin, Zaka, Kimo, Trevelin, Gemma, Avril, Richard, who else is there? Lintona, my mom, Angel is with us. Who else is with us? Osric, Jennifer, Ansha, Kenny, Yvonne, and Brenda, Miriam, and Eunice, Sharon, hey Sharon, and Cynthia, hi Cynthia, Glenda, how are you? And who else is with us on the program? Richard and Doris. Kimo, hello Kimo. All right, so everyone else, thank you very much. And Bermuda, hi. And everyone else, thank you. And of course, folks, we're going to touch base again. Remember to pray and stay close to your family and friends. Life is really short. And so you have to find time to let them know that you appreciate them. Let them know that you love them. Do something really nice for them. Every now and again. That's what it is, you know. Life is really, really, really short. Even people who you haven't spoken with. Even people who dislike you. And you know, sometimes people dislike you not because of anything with you, but it's because of something within them. Yeah? It's hard for them to accept how you have progressed in life, or it's hard for them to accept that you are doing better than them. It's hard for them to accept that they've tried something that you are trying and you are succeeding at it and they are not. And so you must not take people personal, even those who are hostile against you. Just understand that they may be having a tough time. They may be having a rough time. You know, we don't know the demons that they have to slay at nights. And so hostility becomes part of their daily routine. And so you are just, unfortunately, within their path. And so you get to feel a bit of that bitterness. But it is nothing to do with you. You are just that you know, like it's some people, they kick stones and they, you know, so they have nothing against a stone that they kicked, right? Or people cuff wall. They have nothing against the wall. It's just people's way of exiting the anger that is building up within them. And so you should at least understand when they are hostile and show them love, because that's what they need. Love. They need to feel better. Yeah? And I know it's a hard pill to swallow. It's hard to say to somebody, to return love when somebody shows you hate. It's hard to say to somebody, hey, turn the other cheek and so on. You know, but you just do what you have to make somebody's day easier. Yeah? So, and that's what I have to say to you, even when they are really hostile against you. May God bless you and your family until we meet again. We will meet again tomorrow, God's willing. All right, so let's go. And if I die tonight, just know that I lived the life exactly the way I wanted to. Well, it probably was a little better than I expected it. Anyway, take care, man, and all the best. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, ja! No. Goodbye.